your crafting wish list. Me, an embroidery machine, but those are thousands of dollars. Everything you see in this video is something that I use on the regular to create props and costumes for Larp. This is not a sponsored video. I bought everything. I borrowed that, story later, but I am putting affiliate links below should you happen to choose to buy through those means. Thank you very much. It helps support this channel. I also try to keep everything in a very affordable price range as to not totally break your coin purse. So, buckle in, we got a lot to cover. First, I'm going to cover individual tools that I like to work with. I'm going to start with the glue gun. Every crafter needs it. We use this for everything. These range between $5 and $25. I like working with high temp because it gives me more time to work with the item that I'm trying to glue. This was my last hot glue gun, Art Mines. I tried it, it was like a mid-range, like 11 bucks I think-ish. I ended up having to buy a new hot glue gun because the trigger on it went out. So far, I am really happy with the Chandler tool. It's got its own stand, which also removes. It does, hold on. It removes, or you can put it on. Great. So far, the trigger's working great. If you don't want to use that stand, it's got a second stand like that. Another great accessory with hot glue guns is, this is just a silicone hot pad. I like using these to catch hot glue that's dripping out of the hot glue gun. Next is the wood burner. I have two different ones. This one's walnut hollow, and this one has like a really tiny tip. You can see that. This is the walnut hollow. This one you can change out the heads, put other little accessories. I have a alphabet stamp somewhere around here, which I didn't gather, whoops. But those accessories are available. You can just take some pliers, take it off. I've used this tool for melting into plastic to like carve shapes into it. You can do this too with this, of course. This was more precise that I was using to actually cut something into a shape. This is a Hamilton Beach turkey carver. I found this one for $7.99 at a thrift store, but you can buy them new. It makes it easier to cut into big pieces of foam and like this or camping pads. Just makes it quick and easy. It's awesome. The Dremel tool is another great gift. You can get them as corded or as battery operated. I personally like the corded ones because they have a little more oomph and you never have to worry whether or not you thought to charge your battery. They are basically like little mini sanders. This little kit is a bonus accessory that I highly recommend. You can really get into the nooks and crannies of small items that you end up having a rough edge and you need to smooth it out, but you can't get sandpaper in there. These Dremels are wonderful. The other great thing that they are used for is modding Nerf guns. So if you're using Nerf guns in your Larp and want to take off the brand name on there and anything else that just doesn't fit, just use a Dremel tool to get the plastic sanded down and to your liking. Oh, this is one of my favorite tools. It is the heat gun. Crafters tend to use this for sculpty. If you're making any props with sculpty, you're gonna want a heat gun to bake it. It's good for drying stuff, melting stuff. If you make shields or swords out of camping foam, this tool you're gonna want to invest in. This item is also great for smoothing out foam for shields and swords if you ever make swords and shields out of camp foam. Let's talk about scissors. They are very important to crafty people, especially if you sew and work with fabric. Everyone knows, don't touch the good scissors. I received these scissors as a gift and I cherish them. They are my favorite fabric scissors. Nobody touches them. These are Ginger scissors. Anybody who works with fabric would appreciate getting a good pair of fabric scissors. Which brings me to, if you have fabric scissors, you're always going to want the decoy scissors. These are just your general crafting scissors, and you can actually get packs of these. What I like to do is I like to get packs of these and just have them everywhere. You can't have enough scissors. I am always looking for scissors. I have a bajillion scissors. I buy a bajillion scissors because I am tired of going, where are scissors? I need scissors. Oh, okay. So I put together this wonderful little kit. Some of the stuff is stuff I already had, and some of the stuff I went out and got. The tote bag I found at Michael's craft stores for $5. Every crafter needs a good mallet. Wire cutters. I'm always working with wire instead of ruining your good scissors. These are a small pair. They are wonderful. These ones are for your large gauge. These ones are for your small gauge. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, these are little like protractors and shapes that were a great little find and are also something that I would love to work with in my studio. Having X-Acto knives. Every crafter needs an X-Acto knife. These come in all kinds of shapes and sizes and forms. Crafters can't get enough glue. One of the main glues that I use if I'm not using a hot glue gun is the E6000. It is a flexible glue. It's wonderful to work with. Love this stuff. Mod Podge. You can do this or Elmer's glue. It's almost the same thing. Rubber cement. 3M77 is a great adhesive spray that I like using for a ton of my crafts, mostly for making swords. The other thing is pliers. I like these because they have a needle nose, they have little wire cutters. Just put a bunch of like X-Acto knives and glues and wire cutters and pliers and hammers and mallets into a tool bag, and that's a great gift to give a crafter. It just has all the general crafty stuff that you're gonna need. You can also find more heavy duty tool bags like this at a hardware store or Amazon or something like that. Notice a lot of these baskets, boxes, I got all of those at thrift stores for like between $2 to $5. Get a little basket from a thrift store, fill it. Everything in here is between like $3 and $5. We want sewing needles, tailor's chalk with a tailor's chalk holder. We can never get enough pins. I am always losing pins. They break, they bend. Oh, cutting tools. Rotary cutter. These are a fabulous tool to work with. Load us up with a bunch of these. We always need elastic for elastic waistbands. Sewing needles. A lot of these you can find universal sewing needles. They fit any machine. Leather, leather is a great one. We need these. By the way, a lot of this stuff also works for stocking stuffers. Every LARPer, whether you're a crafter or not, LARPers just need safety pins. Sometimes your costume needs a safety pin. Heavy duty snaps, eyelet kits, where you get the tool that comes along with it. Cover button kits. This is where you can take your fabric of what you're working on and cover this button and it matches your costume then, and it's amazing. Let's talk about craft paint! Craft paint! Craft paint is something we really want and we use all the time. These were like $2 in the impulse buy section at Michael's craft store. It's all the primary colors, so it's a great choice to get the primary colors for your crafter because then they can mix whatever shade and whatever the color they want. Rub and buff in every color we can get. I use this all the time for accenting. These are the Sharpie paint pens in silver and gold, always very useful colors. Sharpie tends to be on the higher price range, but it's tried and true product, we all use it. A more affordable craft pen is the Craft Smart pack. Crafters need a lot of paintbrushes. We are going to thrash them. Here you can find this huge pack for $5. Again, Craft Smart, another grab bag of brushes to use. These tubes are like $5 a piece. I recommend just getting the primary colors and then getting a black, a brown, and a white, and that way your crafter can mix again whatever color shade they want to do. Put that into a little tin or a little basket. This is a big ticket item that I can't live without. I have a cordless drill. I also have a drill that is corded. It's nice to have both. This is a Makita. It's been a great little drill for me, and I use it all the time. You can see this exact one in several of my videos. Let's talk about sewing machines for a second. I could actually do a couple videos all about sewing machines. In fact, I could do some about thrift store sewing machines if you want me to. I can cover that. Let me know in the comments below. They are kind of a big ticket item. They start, for a decent one, they start at $130. They can then range into the thousands if you're getting something like an embroidery sewing machine. So do your research. The more money you are spending for sewing machines, do your research, read the reviews. The frustrating thing about sewing machines these days is a lot of them have a lot of plastic pieces that break, and actually going to a thrift store and finding a vintage one for like 30 bucks that has a lot of metal pieces and then spending another 50 to 100 to get it all tuned up might actually be your best bang for your buck. Heavy duties are absolutely a great place to start because we LARPers use things like canvas and leather, and yes, this will do that job. Now, this little guy surprised me a lot because the timing on this one out, I was sewing it, running it into the ground, it needed some maintenance, and the timing went out on this, and I needed to finish the project, and my roommate let me borrow her Project Runway Brother machine, and it surprisingly was a great little machine. It runs about 130 bucks, and it does thick material. I don't know if it does leather yet, but it definitely did some thicker pieces of material. I bet it can do canvas. It's a great little machine, so nothing to complain about with that. So, surprise. Leather crafters, any kind of tooling stamp you can get is always appreciated because these can run a couple dollars to $10, you know, it adds up. And they're kind of addictive to buy and use. Tackle boxes or art bins like this are wonderful for organizing and storing all of your stuff. This is going to be a mess. Forewarning. But so you can always keep all your tools and stuff in there. That's where I like to keep my leatherworking stuff. Hopefully this video has taken a lot of stress out of the gift giving process. If you have any questions about the items, I am happy to respond in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.